started the project with the UNHCR in October of 2015, we began the project in Lesvos. Obviously, at that time, the Greek islands were seeing an unprecedented arrival of refugees and migrants, and that seemed like the logical place to start the story. But this particular story was trying to show the story of refugees and migrants arriving in Lesvos, their journey through the Balkans, and then ending up in reception centres in Germany. And I'm really interested in the normalcy of life, like a father brushing his daughter's hair, a mother preparing food for her child, her grandparents walking their grandchildren to school. You know, a lot of photographers, they travel to places and they want to show the differences between us. I really want to go to places and show the similarities. And one of the things that had happened in this scene is a young boy, his mother had actually collapsed when the boat landed. And his aunt, like any aunt around the world, was more interested in trying to keep his mind off it and keep him occupied. And so she had this bubble bath, and they were blowing bubbles together. And just for that moment, you know, all I really saw was the relationship between a young boy and his aunt. You know, it's hard not to be affected by the scenes that one witnesses in Lesvos. I saw many photographers, many journalists, filmmakers who have been documenting conflicts for their entire life in tears stood on the beaches there. Because I think for all of us, we had never really seen anything quite like this. It's a very fine line about what you choose to show in photographs. As I say, for me personally, I didn't want to show those that had died. I think my story was those that had survived and trying to tell their story. And this was actually, a wonderful thing that I'd witnessed every day. I'd seen these two old Greek ladies, and they would walk along the shore from Skalamides, and they would walk along and they would greet the refugees as they arrived, especially the children. So I'd watched this a few times, and finally I went over and asked them, why is it that every day they did this? And they explained to me that actually in the 1920s, their parents had been refugees and had escaped from Turkey to Greece during the Greco-Turkish War. And for them, the way they described it is, in their own words, they said, when we see these children, we see our mothers, they explained. They were the same ages when they arrived here with nothing. These people are like our mothers. And that's why every day they would go and they would hug these children.